en richesse, sauf nos ressources humaines, voire la créativité et le savoir-faire mauricien. Et en parlant de capacité des Mauriciens, permettez-moi, avec votre permission, Monsieur le Président, d'ouvrir une parenthèse pour saluer le jeune Noah Bibi, le premier Mauricien à couvrir les 200 mètres sous la barre des 20 secondes. C'était dimanche en France. Comme Noah Bibi, Monsieur le Président, nous en avons des milliers de talents à Maurice qu'un gouvernement responsable, jeune comme le nôtre, a le devoir d'accompagner ou, comme dirait l'anglais, d'empower, afin qu'ils puissent progresser et épanouir dans divers secteurs, dont le design. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Sir, technology has not only become a pervasive influence in our society, it has also especially influenced the way we create and appreciate art. Everyone agrees that design and innovation is the key to success in today's world. A great design is what makes a difference in production and securing certain markets. It is thus essential that we have the right people with the appropriate skill set trained in institutes like the Academy of Design and Innovation in order to achieve such success. By merging activities of the School of Design of the IVTB, the Textile and Apparel Development Center of the Enterprise Mauritius, and the Department of Textile Technology of the University of Mauritius, the Fashion and Design Institute, the FDI, has surely helped in many ways to rationalize resources in the textile and design sector and help foster a uniform and a focused development of the fashion industry. Monsieur le Président, dans son discours il y a à peine quelques minutes, le ministre nous a rappelé la contribution de l'industrie de textile à Maurice. Qui ne se rappelle pas de ces années glorieuses où quasiment dans tous les villages de Maurice opéraient des usines de textile, petits et grands. On l'a entendu du ministre aussi, des grandes marques comme Tommy, Armani, entre autres, sont produits à Maurice. Mais Monsieur le Président, à force de me le répéter, la compétition a fait qu'il y a eu une migration de certains grands groupes dans d'autres cieux avant qu'on a revu, durant les récentes années, une renaissance du textile à Maurice. Monsieur le Président, d'après mes informations, les cahiers de commandes des usines de textile sont remplis depuis quelque temps. Et même pendant la période du Covid-19, Monsieur le Président, produire, confectionner n'est qu'une étape. Mais ce qui fait vendre, c'est à quel point ce que nous produisons est distinctif, attrayant, branché ou tout simplement différent. Et cette différence s'acquiert au niveau du design, de la conception. Du reste, dans le commerce d'aujourd'hui, en 2022, on le dit souvent, l'achat se fait avec les yeux. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with the pace at which technology is advancing and the huge global competition, it has become essential that we revamp our institutions to make use of latest technologies in design courses, to make available to design students not only technical education, but also industrial exposure. And not only that, Mr. Deputy Speaker, so what I believe is most important is that we have such academies that have the potential to attract youngsters or other individuals who have special aptitudes, who have a passion for design, who have that unique creative mind which Mauritians are well known for. So yes, there is conventional mainstream educational institutions, and there is already a huge competition among educational institutions. So we need such special design and innovation academies in order to unleash the potential of our Mauritian creative minds in order not to lose them in conventional educational streams. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the setting up of an Academy of Design and Innovation will help in supplying enterprises with the right competencies and at the same time encourage the youth to develop their potential in design and innovation. Hence, it is revamping the current Fashion and Design Institute to respond to current industry needs. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, this academy intends to bridge the gap between industry requirements and academia, and to channel the voice of the industry through working professionals and designing a structured syllabus in an academic environment. Monsieur le Président, Maurice a été classé premier en Afrique dans le Global Innovation Index en 2021 et 52e sur 132 pays. Cela est certainement un score très honorable, mais on peut faire mieux et on doit faire mieux. En analysant ce rapport de plus près, je veux dire le rapport de la Global Innovation Index, on peut noter que notre force et ce résultat est surtout dû à notre cadre régulatrice, nos institutions, notre ease of doing business, notre stabilité politique. Par contre, là où est notre faiblesse, c'est à l'item business sophistication, sous lequel se trouve la collaboration industrie et académia, entre autres. Je suis d'avis que l'institution de l'Académie de design et d'innovation va certainement, dans un proche avenir, nous aider à améliorer notre score de la Global Innovation Index. Monsieur le Président, à titre de comparaison, dans cette même liste de Global Innovation Index se trouve à la première place la Suisse. Et cela a été le cas pour les 9 dernières années. Question qu'on doit se poser, comment se fait-il qu'un pays avec moins de 9 millions d'habitants arrive à se démarquer comme le pays le plus innovant pendant 9 ans devant des superpuissances comme les USA, la France ou la Chine? La Suisse a, comme Maurice, un environnement socio-économique stable, a historiquement adopté une politique de neutralité et a aussi une politique de portes ouvertes attirant les meilleurs talents et les individus ayant les aptitudes spéciales. Le secret, Monsieur le Président, se trouve dans cette relation très étroite entre industrie et les institutions académiques. De nouveaux produits innovants sont développés par des jeunes étudiants, encadrés par des professionnels de l'industrie, et l'État donne tout son support aux entrepreneurs pour rentabiliser les produits qui ont une valeur commerciale. Et c'est là où nous devons concentrer nos efforts, Monsieur le Président, et l'Académie de design et d'innovation sera un outil indispensable dans cette démarche. Monsieur le Président, parmi les fonctions de l'Académie, il y a aussi provision pour assistance technique et de design à des fabricants, dont des SMEs, des exportateurs de produits et services, et aussi de pourvoir des services et structures incubatrices pour dynamiser l'entrepreneuriat. Cela, Monsieur le Président, va définitivement contribuer au développement de produits et services de qualité, aider, encourager nos entrepreneurs en herbe à se lancer avec un support académien. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the year 2021 was declared the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development by the United Nations General Assembly. The implementation of the year is being led by the UNCTAD in consultation with UNESCO and other relevant UN entities, focusing on the contribution of culture, creative industry to global economy and to sustainable development. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, researchers have found that creative industries are open to people of all ages and backgrounds and provide a significant contribution to youth employment and careers. According to the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, the UNITAR, the creative economy is the most dynamic sector of the global economy with a powerful transformative force for socio-economic development. Driven by creativity, the sector centers on products and services that embody creative content, technologies, cultural values, and market objectives. These products rely on ideas, knowledge, skills, and at times traditional livelihoods. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the creative industry has the potential to generate valuable, dignified jobs in an era of rapid industrial automation. And unlocking the full potential of the creative economy will be a challenge for Mauritius, and the Academy of Design and Innovation comes at the right moment for rising to this challenge. Sir Deputy Speaker, sir, today's decision makers are too often trapped in traditional linear thinking or too absorbed by the multiple crises demanding their attention to think strategically about the forces of disruption and innovation that is shaping our future. However, this government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Pravin Jagnnath, is working towards shaping a future that works for all of us by putting people first and empowering them to face the upcoming challenges of the future. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Honorable Daniel, please.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. The Fashion Design Institute Act was enacted in 2008 with the objective of setting up a specialized institute to develop creative skills and professional competences for the textile and garment manufacturing sector. I want just to draw back from where we have come and where this bill will be important for the youth of this country and for the future. And I wish also to, at this time when it was enacted in 2008, there was recommendation from Professor Edward Newton, the UNDP consultant, to advise that the textile and clothing sector should reorient itself from pure assembly of garments to original design manufacturing. That training facilities should be integrated under one roof to provide a holistic, seamless and responsive services to the industry. Consequently, the FDI became operational in 2009 with the integration of the School of Design of the IVTB and Department of Textile of the University of Mauritius and the Textile Apparel Development Center of the Enterprise of Mauritius. And I must say that it has gone a long way, and it was important that we innovate. And we wanted to make this body a awarding body like a university, and it was with this objective in 2013 that an amendment was made. But when we go around and see what has been done, and we know that as Honorable Boulel has said, it has made its proof, the FDI, the Fashion Design Institute. It has proved for our youth, and we have increased so many people that has integrated from this, has graduated from this institution with the collaboration of the University of Mauritius. And even student has set up retail branch in Madagascar with some are employed in the international reputed companies in UK and Australia. So what the minister explained to us and what our government want to do is to give our youth and a new one that are coming with a panoply of, we say, research and new capacity to develop into entrepreneurship and new design. And this is where this Academy and Innovation Bill come into place, which is very important for our youth who have a creative mind. And like we say, Honorable Boulel has mentioned about new design, creative minds of people that have been using newspaper to make garments. I know he is very well, comme on dit, il est très bien entouré des professionnels dans le domaine. Son fils étant lui-même un designer, et lui qui est tout le temps très bien habillé, qui vient au Parlement. Mais il doit, comme il a l'habitude de dire, the eating is in the pudding, but when listening to his intervention, it has been 20.5 years that we are here as new member of parliament, but when I've always been listening to previous intervention, he always say this connotation, the eating in the pudding. I would say to Honorable Boulel, he had to innovate like this Academy and Innovation Bill. Either you innovate or you will evaporate. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have to say that the Academy and Innovation Bill is a very laudable initiative of this government. And I think, and I should thank the Honorable Minister Sunil Bola for bringing this bill to the House. And we've also we see a leadership of our Prime Minister our government has a program since 2019 where we want to move to a new era. And he has mentioned how also this bill and how there will be a new campus The new campus will be sustainable. They are going to use green energy. They are going also to use new technology, light engineering. We're not only talking about governments here. When you're talking about the Academy and the Innovation Bill, we're also talking about the chair that you're sitting. Mr. Deputy Speaker said, l'ergonomie, ça doit être ergonomique par rapport pour la santé. Et il y a d'autres choses encore qu'on dit par rapport à l'Académie va produire aussi. C'est peut-être des verres. Il y a tellement de choses parce que c'est très, très, très dynamique dans ce secteur-là et la compétition est féroce. Et comme l'a annoncé le ministre et a été confirmé par l'honorable Boulel, et on doit innover. On doit innover. Et this is why I say that this is a great initiative of this government, more particularly with the Ministry of Industrial Development, SME and Cooperative, where the company will be the first in the region. Why I say that is because, you know, the African continent with the 54 countries and with the young population of African countries have been, you know, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, my past experience, I've been working at the Africa Center of Excellence of the Board of Investment. I had the opportunity to travel in many of the African countries. When you go to, for example, you go to Ghana, and you see the textile or the fashion show that they are doing there. This is where we should be looking at. And I think that we have also the opportunity here when we are talking about an educational hub. We are many Africans who want to learn and are coming to Mauritius. And with the scholarship that we give to Africans, this is another attraction that keeps them to coming to Mauritius and learn from our country because we have the expertise that we have done in the textile industry. And I think this also will help so that we can market on the continent and bring new students here and also have innovative and creative mind. The setting up of an academy will definitely take several sectors to the next level. As we know, there are developments taking place in many sectors of the economy, namely the blue economy, the information technology, construction and agriculture, design concept and services, will be called upon to market and present in any media the development in these sectors in a more dynamic and trendy way. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, design is the field that permeates all fields, hence it will be a stepping stone for a modern as well as a high-tech Mauritius. Amidst turbulent waters where we have to navigate in order to adapt to the new normal, this call for action at various levels as well as on different fronts. Our government is deploying its effort in activating la relance économique. The setting up of this new academy, whilst being a first in the region, completes this picture. Actually, we can see that development is taking place at fast pace with the Metro Express, the smart city. Not to mention other initiatives, the emergence of an academy is of prime importance in this landscape. And we know that we can no longer continue to deliver the course where it is. And we need to have the proper structure. When it was amended, the FDI was amended in 2013, we wanted to have a registrar. There was many amendments but it has not been done, Mr. Speaker, sir, Deputy Speaker, sir. This is now that this government is coming to bring these and make this happen. We need to have the proper structure for the academy to move to a new level. This is why we need to innovate. And actually, when we can see nowadays, lots of emphasis is being laid on design and innovation, whereby we need to reinvent ourselves. The course and services offered will be added value to services and product in the manufacturing, creative and design field and other sectors. This spill-off effect will influence the regional as well as the local market in helping Mauritius into an important design education hub. And I'm sure that the Academy will facilitate the island in positioning itself in its industrialization and internalization process. This will help the Institute to position, as I said earlier, positions itself in Africa. It is to be noted that following the recruitment of the director, the Dr. S.I., in October 2020, who I know very well. I was a colleague at the university. I'm an alumni of the University of Mauritius, and she's also an alumni of the University of Mauritius. And the Institute has been able to demarcate itself by winning laurels in Africa, by being the winner for the best stylist at the 7th edition of the Salon International du Textile, the CITA, competition in Djibouti. Having someone who is very competent and qualified in the head of the Institute with a PhD in tactile design and technology, and she's very apt, and I would say with an extensive experience in the academy and design field. And we can see how this director is bringing this institution. And like we say, our Prime Minister has faith in the youth of this country and is giving youth the opportunity to make things happen in this country. When we look at the governor of the Bank of Mauritius, who is less than 40 years, when we look at the CEO of the SBM, less than 40 years, when we look at the Rosebel Sugar Estate, the CEO is less than 35 years. And when we look at this assembly, and we look at our members here, so many youth has been able to move and to have the chance to bring changes to this country. And I would say that this lady also, she has a strong portfolio in several design research areas and international publication, development of academics, new programs, and consultancy. Being herself highly knowledgeable in this field, these are the grounds that the Institute is working at present. However, with a new academy, like I said earlier, research, consultancy, teaching, and its other scope of activities will broaden and expand to reach to a higher level and professionalize design areas in Mauritius as it is currently in case in other countries such as India, UK, Singapore, where they have chartered bodies for designers. We need to have chartered designers. Even Honorable Bulelo was saying earlier that we need to innovate. We need to give our youth the opportunities. If we can have it here in Mauritius, why not? Have chartered designers. Maybe we also will have a designer for our clothes, a personal one, not like some people who have it at their home. And to gain international visibility, the Institute has been participating in international events such as CITA and the Dubai Expo 2020. Much has been said on the Dubai Expo 2020 about the Dubai saga, but at this international conference, we had the opportunity for our youth to present on the in the French pavilion, to give a défilé there. Like Dr. Boulel was saying, he has been in QPIP to go to a fashion and design that was doing in QPIP, but we had our more than 53 students has been able to present their creation in the Dubai Expo, at the French Pavilion, and the International Conference of the Sustainable Innovative Design, which serves as a platform for the participation of designers and researchers from different countries, whereby they have been able to share their knowledge and their experience. And the cost has been borne by themselves. This first international event was a way to build a strong international network and showcase the creative and innovative talents of the Institute internationally. And so I understand that the Institute is planning to host such international events on a yearly basis so as to continue to strengthen its position in this sector and encourage more international design students to join the academy and bring Mauritius in the forefront for areas of design that are a reflection in its economic development. When you're talking about international events, you have to say that the Institute will be unable to to be in the limelight both in Africa, Middle East, and in other parts of the world. The design sector has lots of potential, hence the creation of such an academy will be a bijou, Monsieur le Président, to tap the creative and innovation. When we see what we have in Mauritius, in the past we can have, handcuffs like cufflinks. With l'entreprise Mauritius avait créé des boutons avec du roche du basalte, par exemple. Avec le jewelry, ils ont créé, ça a fait une merveille. Si on rappelle de ce qui était créé à l'époque avec l'entreprise Mauritius, mais pour dire que nous sommes in the right direction, going in the right way. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I can say that this bill is going to create much more opportunities for our young students. But I would like to come to the bill also on some aspect. When I was looking at the bill, I would like to make a suggestion. And have been myself the president of the Student Union of University of Mauritius and elected member of the University of Mauritius Council and also on the University Court. I'm very much at ease with most of the boards and the Senate and also the Council of universities. And I can say that this is very well drafted, but I would recommend that we have for the convocation. I see that because we will having graduate from this institution and professional in the industry, we can use their know-how and how they can also contribute to the Academy of Design and Innovation when it will be created. I would request the Minister if he could have a technical committee so that we have alumni and convocation, and maybe also when we say convocation, which the new word that is, the trending word is now alumni. We should say convocation and alumni. That people are more, like we have in the University Act, Mauritius we have the convocation, but here we are talking about the convocation. We understand about it, but the students and the youth are more trendy with the word alumni now. And I would say it will be interesting that there will be procedure that will be done for the convocation when it will be created, because it will come after when the academy will be done, when there will be graduates, they will be recognized as convocation of alumni members. So they will take the time to establish it, and we request the minister to consider what the technical committee, because for instance, if I take the example of University of Mauritius, when we were in the textile and design at the university at the time, we had François Wu, who was a former alumni of University of Mauritius, who had done very well in the textile industry. And we had to use him and his know-how in such a way that this could be experienced for our students. And what we are also creating with this FASH Academy and Design Innovation Bill, we will be collaborating with other institutions also, and also with the industry, which is very interesting, which is going to empower students, because they're going to have job placement, and we know that the FDI has created most of their students, more than 90% of the students has got job and job placement, and everywhere they have been employed. So I'm saying that this is now time that we are moving to another level. And which is also interesting is that they are going to have other collaboration. And Honorable Boulel was very concerned about the trainers. But it will be done like the University of Mauritius or other university has been doing. We'll be having collaboration with other institutions. Elsewhere, in Italy, in UK, there will be collaboration where the lecturers at the fashion and design will be in the Academy of Design and Innovation will be going abroad to have exchanges. And why not, when we have exchange program, we have also students and academics coming from elsewhere to come and give, will be lecturing our students here, sharing of knowledge. This is not new. It's something that is being done everywhere. And now with the globalization, it's so easy now with communication. And we know that with this Academy of Design, and why we are changing the appellation also is important, because we're not talking only about design, we're going to talking about other, not only of fashion, we're talking about spectacles, we're talking about the furniture, we're talking about many things that using also light engineering. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, just to tell you that where we want to bring this country for our youth, and what we are doing is in line with our government program that we have presented. And I thank the Minister and thank our Prime Minister for bringing this bill to the House and making it a must that we have the necessary infrastructure and the necessary staff that will be running this institution. But it's very important so that we move to a next level, and we hope that in the near future, this will become a reality when we are going to have to go to this new design sustainable building of the Academy of Design and Innovation. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. L'objet de ce projet de loi, the Academy of Design and Innovation Bill, est de créer une académie de design et d'innovation qui reprendra les fonctions de l'institut existant et de créer l'excellence dans les domaines autres que la mode et le design. Et ce sera également un organisme octroyant seul ou en collaboration avec d'autres organismes des certificats, des diplômes, des degrés, comme le prévoient les amendements apportés en 2013 à la législation de 2008. We have no quarrel with that. C'est une bonne chose. Monsieur le Président, au moment de la présentation d'amendements à la loi de 2008, le ministre d'alors avait précisé 3 raisons ayant motivé ces amendements, à savoir to award diplomas, deuxièmement, to enhance credibility vis-à-vis its counterparts, and thirdly, to strengthen the institution. Qu'en est-il de la crédibilité de l'Institut? En 2019, une centaine d'étudiants du FDI de la cuvée 2017-2019 avaient terminé leur cours depuis juin. La remise de diplôme aurait dû se faire en octobre, mais en décembre, leur diplôme ne leur avait toujours pas été octroyé. Personne n'arrivait à les informer de la date précise de la remise des diplômes. Ces cours, Monsieur le Président, coûtent de la tête aux yeux. Pour beaucoup, pour trouver les 300 000 roupies nécessaires, certains ont dû travailler sans relâche pendant 3 ans. Si pour certains, ce diplôme était le seul moyen d'avoir un travail, d'autres l'attendaient pour poursuivre leurs études. Et ils n'avaient pas d'informations. Ils n'avaient pas accès aux informations. Si l'Institut allait offrir des cours pour l'obtention d'un degré ou s'ils devaient continuer leurs études ailleurs. Les étudiants ne savaient où donner de la tête. il n'avait pas obtenu de résultat non plus, ni un relevé de notes, seulement un papier pour attester qu'ils étaient élèves de l'Institut. Pendant des mois, les étudiants ont remué ciel et terre pour chercher des explications, mais en vain. Cette situation les a affectés psychologiquement, mais aussi au niveau professionnel, car ils n'avaient pas de preuves qu'ils ont réussi leurs examens. Toutes les démarches qu'ils ont entamées pour trouver un emploi tombaient à l'eau, faute d'attestation de leur note finale. Deuxième point, la composition du board. À la clause 8, petit f du projet de loi, the board, mention est faite de six members, out of which 3 from manufacturing and 1 from industry associations. What about the other 2? Comment est-ce qu'ils vont être nommés? De quel secteur d'activité viendront-ils? Il y a aussi, mon collègue l'a mentionné, le fait que le MES fera partie du board, qui est une bonne chose. Mais récemment, nous avons constaté que la crédibilité de cet organisme a pris un sale coup, a été quelque peu entachée avec le fait qu'une personne non autorisée ait pu avoir accès aux ordinateurs des papiers d'examen. Il faut dire que cette situation a causé pas mal d'inquiétudes dans le public. Est-ce que ce ne serait pas là que le sommet de l'iceberg? Est-ce qu'il y aurait des cas dont nous n'avons pas connaissance? Il faut que le MES se refasse une virginité et revoir tout son protocole concernant les examens. Mon troisième point, Monsieur le Président, concerne le recrutement. Lors de son intervention en 2013, l'honorable Stephen Obigadou avait exprimé des craintes à l'effet que cette loi qui était présentée puisse être l'occasion de créer jobs for the boys and girls. En effet, Monsieur le Président, le troisième député de QAPIP Midlands à l'époque et aujourd'hui Deputy Prime Minister disait ceci, je cite, Monsieur le Président, ce qui interpelle, c'est le jobs for the boys, ou devrais-je dire jobs for the boys and the girls. Fin de citation. Il ne croyait pas si bien dire. En effet, en 2018, une personne nommée à la tête de l'Institut a été au cœur d'une controverse. On parlait même de traitement de faveur. On parlait de recrutement fait en catimini. Des lettres de dénonciation avaient même été circulées. La personne nommée était considérée comme étant proche du ministre de tutelle de l'époque, bien sûr, et cette personne était présente dans la circonscription numéro 6 lors des élections législatives de 2014. Elle avait été nommée présidente du conseil d'administration de l'Institut par le ministre. Nomination avalisée par le Conseil des ministres. Cette personne s'était auto-désignée au poste de Officer in Charge de l'Institut. Ensuite, elle avait démissionné comme chairperson du board. Dans les milieux de l'Institut, on évoque le manque de transparence. Ce qui me fait arriver à mon quatrième point, excusez-moi, les employés. Est-ce que les employés ont été consultés avant la présentation du projet de loi? Est-ce que leurs appréhensions ont été prises en considération? Dans la législation de 2008, sous Transitional Provisions, à la clause 30, sous-section 4, la sous-section mentionne, je cite, « unbroken period of service within the Institute », tout comme la clause 39 du présent projet de loi, under Saving and Transitional Provisions, sous-section 1, petit a. Or, ce qui inquiète les employés, c'est le fait que la sous-section 3 de la clause 30 de la législation de 2008 a été supprimée dans le nouveau projet de loi qui est présenté aujourd'hui devant cette Chambre. Et cette section mentionne, je cite, « on terms and conditions which shall not be less favorable than those of his previous employment in the organization », fin de citation. Cela inquiète et sous-entend que le temps de service des employés ne seront pas touchés alors qu'il pourrait avoir des changements dans les terms and conditions. Si c'est une omission, il faut le corriger ou alors le ministre nous doit une explication. À la présentation du projet de loi, Monsieur le Président, le projet de 2008, l'accent avait été mis sur le textile. Par conséquent, le Fashion and Design Institute est devenu opérationnel en 2009 avec l'intégration de la School of Design de la IVTB, the Department of Textile Technology de l'Université de Maurice et the Textile and Apparel Development Center de Enterprise Mauritius. Maintenant, y a-t-il aujourd'hui encore un avenir pour le textile? Je rends ici hommage à nos pionnières femmes, ces milliers de Mauriciennes qui ont contribué dès les années 70 à faire de ce secteur un pilier de l'économie mauricienne. Monsieur le Président, la tendance aujourd'hui est le vintage pour le respect de l'écologie. Il nous faut prendre en considération cette vérité. Les consommateurs sont de plus en plus avertis de l'impact environnemental que suscite la mode dite rapide. Des millions de vêtements fabriqués finissent à la décharge. La durée de vie moyenne d'un vêtement en Angleterre est seulement de 2 ans. C'est un énorme gâchis dû à une société de surconsommation par rapport aux vêtements achetés. Certaines personnalités très influentes à l'étranger ont commencé à effectuer leurs achats de la façon la plus durable possible et se sont mis à porter des vêtements d'occasion. Selon une étude en 2019, 64% des femmes étaient prêtes à acheter de la seconde main, contre seulement 45% en 2016. Et ce chiffre devrait augmenter au vu de la prise de conscience générale par rapport à l'industrie de la mode féminine. Le domaine du vintage et de la mode d'occasion devrait atteindre pas loin de 54 milliards de dollars en moins de 5 ans. Il est actuellement à 24 milliards de dollars selon le rapport de ThreadUp. La créatrice de la fameuse boutique en ligne, The Stellar Boutique, observe une réelle transition de la mode vintage. Elle explique que 20 ans auparavant, il y avait une certaine réticence sur ces habits usagés qui possèdent un vécu et donc certaines fois des taches. Maintenant, les gens ont changé de mentalité et trouvent cela cool et totalement dans l'ère de la mode actuelle. La mode vintage, Monsieur le Président, s'est implantée sur le marché textile dans les années 2000 avec Peekaboo Vintage de Portobello Road qui se spécialisait dans cette vente avec le fameux magasin de Topshop à Oxford Circus. ASOS y a aussi fortement contribué en lançant ASOS Marketplace, permettant la mise en vente en ligne de vêtements d'occasion streetwear. La popularité des vêtements d'occasion augmente et son marché est en pleine évolution avec l'implantation de magasins traditionnels, de marchés aux puces ou bien de friperies en ligne. Le vintage semble revenir au goût du jour, non seulement pour l'industrie de la mode, mais également dans tous les domaines. Et il est impérieux de se diriger vers d'autres secteurs tout en considérant la valeur ajoutée. Mais gare aussi à la contrefaçon qui inonde le marché à travers le monde. Gare aussi à la compétition venant d'autres pays comme l'Inde et la Chine. Il faut donc encourager la haute couture. La haute couture, Monsieur le Président, c'est créer, c'est sublimer. Nous avons pas mal de talents à Maurice, à l'instar de Lida Aurélie, Émilien Jubot, le jeune Boulel, et j'en passe. Mais que fait-on pour les encourager? Ce projet de loi présenté aujourd'hui a l'avantage de couvrir une panoplie de secteurs, autres que la mode et le textile. Secteurs qui seront couverts par la future académie. Que fait-on pour sauvegarder les nouvelles créations? Il serait intéressant ici de connaître le nombre de industrial design enregistrés annuellement sous the Patents, Industrial Designs and Trademarks Act de 2002. Il faut également que les créateurs puissent avoir accès aux incubateurs, aux finances, à un encouragement, à du seed capital. Il faut également songer au concept de crowdfunding. En France, par exemple, il existe des plateformes comme Chouette Ulule qui aident à concrétiser tout projet porteur. Créé en 2010, alors pionnier du crowdfunding, Ulule, Chouette Ulule, est aujourd'hui le premier incubateur participatif de projets à impact positif en Europe. Sa mission est de donner à chaque personne, créateur, citoyen et entreprise, le pouvoir d'agir pour un monde plus divers, plus durable, plus ouvert. Au-delà du financement, il s'agit d'aider les créateurs à passer de l'idée à l'action, à réussir à faire grandir leur projet. Nous nous devons donc nous en inspirer. Pour conclure, Monsieur le Président, je réitère que les 3 points que j'avais mentionnés plus tôt soient pris en considération, c'est-à-dire qu'il est important que cette académie soit crédible et transparente, que des créations puissent être encourager et protéger. Et last but not least, que les droits des employés ne soient pas lésés par cette nouvelle institution. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jutin, please.
Thank you. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am sure that the House will concur that today's debates are important, as it is after a really long time that we are debating on industrial innovation and design. I would like here to actually thank the Honourable Member who intervened just before me, Honourable Navarre, for welcoming the bill and for her constructive proposals as well. And just to say two comments, that I am sure that this government, who has been behind such initiatives like the Workers' Rights Act, working in favors and always ensuring that the rights of workers are protected, that this government, who has also introduced the negative income tax, the salaire minimum, and a series of other measures, and as well as the setting up of a redundancy board, and previously, of course, the Employment Relations Tribunal, have at heart the welfare of the employees. And I am sure that her concern about les droits des employés will be looked into. As concerns credibility and transparency, I believe that the government has always acted in a transparent manner. And about her point on vintage, yes, indeed, I agree, and I am sure that our talented women and even men, our talented youths out there, can actually tap into this. And as mentioned by my colleague earlier, Honorable Danu, so many of our youths have even been to the Dubai Expo to have the opportunity to expose their creative designs in Dubai. And I am sure that they will come up with even more innovative methods. Allow me now to commend the Honorable Bula, Minister of Industrial Development, Small and Medium Enterprises and Cooperatives, for coming up with the Academy of Design and Innovation Bill today. So let us directly delve into the rationale of this bill. As Honorable Bulelu was questioning earlier, what's in the name? Of course, not Johnny Walker, but the Academy instead of FDI. So it is a fact that the field of technology and design is ever-changing rapidly, and we cannot afford to lag behind. Fashion has always been at the forefront of innovation, from the invention of the sewing machine to the rise of e-commerce. Our people here in Mauritius, especially our youths, are talented. And this government wants to ensure that they are further motivated to develop their skills and pursue their passions, and they are being provided with the right knowledge and the adequate competencies to be able to transform their very passion into their vocation. In line with this vision, a series of incentives have been put in place by government for encouraging entrepreneurship, and the fashion and design industry is no exception. Over the world today, we can witness the emergence of an entrepreneurial economy, which is actually stimulated by a new type of competition in the fashion industry. In this industry, we have people who are simultaneously creators, owners, and also managers of their own fashion business firms. However, as per studies and academic papers on fashion and innovation, it has been stated that despite the high influence of fashion in modern society, the analysis from a management perspective has not been sufficiently conducted, and hence, this is why fashion creativity and business intellect have been kept separate. Today, global business of fashion requires this integration and sophisticated management techniques so that there can be a high level of creativity and innovation embedded for the rapid development of business strategies that relate to fashion and design management. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with this bill, the Fashion and Design Institute Act will be repealed and replaced. The bill promotes inter alia, the dissemination of knowledge of the design fields, while promoting multi-sectorial design fields and encouraging research, consultancy, and training facilities and services in the design fields. The proposed academy will also pave the way for the development of incubators and entrepreneurs, while also promoting innovation in the design fields. Another of the core functions of the academy will be to promote excellence for creative industry in other fields, such as graphic and multimedia, built-in and architecture, jewelry, arts and crafts. The academy will indeed be playing a pivotal role in terms of innovation. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, building a constantly adaptive and innovative training system is indeed a long-term commitment, and this requires political will, right policies, and the support of all stakeholders to make it possible. According to one of the young global leaders of the World Economic Forum, it is seen that a job mismatch on the job market tends to exist because existing education providers do not give workers the skills that they actually want, do not give workers the skills that employees actually are looking for or need. So this is why there needs to be an educational model which is employer-driven and responsive to the demands of the labor market. And this government has been involved in so many initiatives to help combat unemployment and skills mismatch, such as the setting up of a National Skills Development Program, the National Apprenticeship Program, the Graduate Scheme Program, and many others. And more recently, in this budget, we have seen les primes de l'emploi to encourage youths and women to undertake a job and actually become entrepreneurs, as well as training under anti-money laundering. And hence, this bill is again one step further to reduce this mismatch. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the Academy will be serving to foster a unique design education revolution to inspire, motivate, nurture, and empower our young creative minds with relevant transferable skills to be able to become successful design practitioners, creative leaders, or design entrepreneurs in the global design industry. The Honorable Minister earlier mentioned potential breakthroughs in adaptive and medical apparels, eyewear, and also for people with disabilities, hence ensuring greater inclusion, thereby meeting the Sustainable Development Goals to which this government adheres to. To ensure that students are encouraged to innovate and be creative, I am also given to understand that the Academy will arrange for industry and site visits to enable student interaction with craftsmen and site workers. These studies will allow students to enhance their observational skills and also help them in innovating. Our talented students will also be given a lot of opportunities to be able to take part in national and international competitions. I am also pleased to note that the Academy will collaborate with other local and international institutions and engage in exchange programs and courses, which will for sure be a great motivation for the students and also allow them to expand their horizons. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, apart from fashion design, design in itself can be a significant driver of growth. For instance, I've read that Jonathan Ive, who had a creative partnership with Steve Jobs, made Apple one of the world's biggest companies. And this is a great example of how a business can actually be transformed, revamped by a great designer. Coming to educating our children and our youth, I can still remember my friends at college who took design and technology or home economics as a subject. And, you know, at the time, they were so proud telling me about the things we have designed. I can say with conviction that these provided them with a much greater sense of satisfaction than actually the grades we were getting for the subjects. And they can still remember what we created till now. And hence, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, more needs to be done to ensure that the creative and innovative design talent that our children have is properly tapped into and nurtured. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, d'ailleurs, to encourage our children to develop their skills, recently this government brought about the Institute of Technical Education and Technology Bill, and I remember I said in this very house that we should be breaking set stereotypes, encouraging a child to pursue studies and a career path in a particular field, whilst that child actually may not be happy doing so, and later on feel demotivated during the studies, which I've seen myself previously as a lecturer, or even when they start a job in that field, experience job alienation. Mauritius is also already offering free education up to undergraduate level and ensuring that vocational training and technical skills are not overlooked. Today, this bill comes to further strengthen the efforts of its government into the direction of allowing our children to be able to achieve whatever their dreams are. Earlier, the Honourable Minister mentioned the financial sustainability of a Fashion and Design Institute, which was relying mostly on government grants. Becoming an awarding body in itself, now the Academy will be empowered, as it will be able to provide and award a wide-ranging courses, from short courses, diplomas, to undergraduate programs, and even award scholarships. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, Mauritius has already embarked on the transformational landscape to become the education hub of choice for Africa and other parts of the world. And this bill, through the Academy, will further serve this purpose. The Honourable Minister also mentioned about the amazing contribution of the fashion and design industry to the packaging industry, which I will not delve into, but let me talk a bit about the ecological impact. Today, it is a fact that all countries around the world are talking about the imminent climate change crisis and ways to be able to mitigate same. It is important to highlight that designing can have a huge impact in helping to mitigate the disastrous effects of climate change and to protect Mother Earth. The fashion industry can indeed become more sustainable by embedding what we call circular innovation, for instance, all the way from upcycling to recycling and moving away from mechanical and chemical processes to more ecological friendly processes. I also reckon the Minister mentioning that the new building for the Academy will be based on green principles, and indeed, this is a point to be noted. And I have also been reading about some initiatives by other companies abroad. For instance, some who have been offering traceable coloring method for textiles, which is actually eco-friendly, and others which actually use food crop waste and turn it into fibers that can then be used into textiles and garments. To be and to function as an academy, of course, a series of administrative processes have to be undertaken. And coming from the world of academia, I have myself been intricately involved in the design of curricula, instructional design, and organization of short courses, portfolios for assessment and exams. And I know how much work goes into this. And this bill does mention about the curriculum design and also about the administrative processes such as the board and the other members who will be recruited to serve the purpose of the academy. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as I conclude, I wish to say that to cope with the new world disorder, where we have to create the new normal by reimagining businesses, redesigning systems, we need to have fresh visionaries who will be ready to embrace disruption and to pave new paths. The proposed changes in the world of fashion and design will actually be a powerful driving force to rev up the economic sectors and its underlying subsectors. It will help us to move up the value chain. Hence, at this present hour, with the confluence of time and age, design can actually act as an avatar of change for innovation in Industry 4.0. And hence, I strongly recommend the proposed changes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. The year, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am extremely pleased and privileged of the opportunity given to me to debate and provide my insights on the Academy of Design and Innovation Bill, which is being brought in this August Assembly by my colleague, Honorable Sumildat Bola, Minister of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives. Mon bonheur est tout aussi immense, Monsieur le Vice-président, de pouvoir apporter ma contribution au débat de ce projet de loi présenté par mon collègue, l'honorable Bola, qui, il faut le rappeler, est aussi mon bon ami, comme vous, Monsieur le Vice-président, et colistier dans la circonscription numéro 10. N'en déplaise, Monsieur le Vice-président, nous sommes animés de cet esprit d'équipe. Je n'ai pas de doute que ce gouvernement va aplanir les obstacles les plus ténaces et atteindre les objectifs fixés afin d'assurer un meilleur avenir pour notre population et redonner l'espoir à nos jeunes. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the debate being held in this August Assembly in the context of the presentation of the Academy of Design and Innovation Bill is an immersion into the future of the young generation. At the dawn of the fourth industrial revolution, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the global economy and society will be driven by a blend of innovative technologies, creativity, and inventiveness. In every sphere of our life, one can already experience the pervasive grip of emerging and innovative technologies such as artificial intelligence, augmented and virtual reality, robotics, Internet of Things, and 3D printing, to name a few. Such dramatic change will undeniably have a big impact on skills and jobs needed to support the global economy. As a matter of fact, more than 50% of jobs being taken up at the present moment will no longer exist in the next decade. On the other hand, new jobs and occupations that do not exist today will be created as a result of automation and the conception of transformative and creative products and services. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as pointed out by Matt Bellamy, I quote, artificial intelligence and automation are going to be taking over so much of what gives humans a feeling of purpose. End of quote. The creative industry will not be spared by this tidal wave of technological disruption, and the role of government is to create the right ecosystem to enable our youth to fully unleash their potential and create job opportunities in this key economic sector. Government strategy towards creating the right legal, regulatory, and institutional environment in order to put innovation at the center stage of development has been coherent throughout. May I recall that in 2015, a ministry dedicated to the subject matter of innovation was created for the first time in history. In 2018, the Mauritius Research Council Bill was replaced by the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council. And recently, I have had the opportunity to intervene on the Emerging Technologies Council Bill brought by my colleague, Honorable Deepak Balgobin, Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation. Today's debate on the Academy of Design and Innovation Bill is in line with this coherent approach to project our country into the future, built on the bedrock of innovation. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would wish to comment on one fundamental aspect of the bill which provides for the replacement of the Fashion and Design Institute and the setting up of a modern Academy of Design and Innovation. Indeed, while the Fashion and Design Institute has served its purpose, its scope is considered too limited and narrow to adequately serve the dynamic and fast-growing creativity sector, which now englobes an array of other domains of human craftsmanship, artistry, and creativity. As rightly highlighted in the explanatory memorandum of the bill, the Academy of Design and Innovation will not only promote excellence in the field of fashion and design technology, but will, in addition, promote excellence for creative industry in other fields, such as graphic and multimedia, built-in and architecture, jewelry, arts, and craft. To put into perspective the tremendous potential of the creative industry, McKinsey, which is a credible and respected global consultancy firm, has estimated that compared to 2019, global fashion sales alone, both in luxury and non-luxury segments, increased by 101% in 2021 and 108% in 2022. And that the industry generates a global annual revenue of 2.5 trillion USD. Moreover, I consider that the bill does not only provide for a mere change in the appellation from Fashion and Design Institute into the Academy of Design and Innovation. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, a fundamental change that is being brought in this bill is that, unlike the Fashion and Design Institute, which could not only make recommendations to the University of Mauritius or any other institution for the award and conferring of certificates, diplomas, degrees, honorary degrees, and other academic, professional, or vocational qualifications, the Academy of Design and Innovation will be vested with the authority to become an awarding body of its own right. Therefore, the Academy will be able to award degrees, diplomas, and certificates either on its own strengths or jointly by other prestigious institutions. This change will give the right signal to students in terms of an identity being put in the limelight in the field of design and innovation. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, through this change, the whole creativity industry is being raised to a new level and status that commensurate with an innovation-driven world, which is poised to establish itself as a major sector of our economic landscape. Such a strategy will give trust and confidence to the students to embrace an exciting career in a sector that is dynamic, attractive, and rewarding. As rightly stated by famous industrial designer Mark Newson, I quote, "The fashion industry has an enormous amount to offer in what we do in industrial design because fashion is fast, fashion has its finger on the pulse. There are very few creative industries that work on that rhythm." End of quote. The Academy of Design and Innovation, therefore, comes at an opportune moment, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, which will significantly contribute to support in carving a niche into the huge global fashion and creativity market. Indeed, we are in a unique position as a country that embraces different cultures and traditions, and that could be portrayed as a unique brand identity. This facet has to be boldly depicted through innovative, artistic creation and design of products and services. Such a positioning will require qualified and competent workforce in the creative industry, and the Academy will be of great relevance to support in this endeavor. Moreover, the vibrant and booming tourism sector can be a significant captive market and source of foreign currency on products and services of the creative industry, provided that these are of great artistic value and quality. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like now to make some comments on some salient aspects of the bill. I am pleased to note that Section 5B, 5I, and 5J gives an international dimension to the Academy of Design and Innovation. As a matter of fact, innovative technologies have spawned a new economic model which is termed as the sharing economy and which is extremely relevant in the fashion and creative industry. Imagine the positive impact on the economy and society, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, when students and academics of the Design and Innovation Academy of Mauritius are able, in line with the provisions of the bill, to collaborate, share ideas, techniques and views, and connect to the global creative industry. For example, tie-up between the Academy can be made with a prestigious National Institute of Design of India or l'Institut Français de la Mode in Paris, or the joint award of certificates between the Academy and universities of international repute in this domain. Students graduating from the Academy of Design and Innovation will have internationally recognized qualification, thus enabling them to unleash their creative acumen and forge a brighter future anywhere in the four corners of the globe. The potential to shape and elaborate creative products and services and a brand identity for Mauritian craftsmanship through global collaboration is simply boundless. For instance, the untapped potential in augmented and virtual reality, which enables global customers, particularly online shoppers, to the right products and services made by our local creators of the design and creativity industry is mind-blowing. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, another key aspect of the bill is with regards to the governance framework of the Academy. I am pleased to note that the Academy function as a distinctive and key role of the Academy of Design and Innovation is aligned with what is normally found in our publicly funded universities. This is a fundamental aspect, as there is now a clear depiction between the administrative and academic functions of the Academy. Such a framework will clearly define the role and responsibilities of each and every stakeholder of the Academy, thus ensuring goal congruence and ensuring the risk of conflicts are minimized. As a matter of fact, Section 19 of the bill makes provision for the setting up of an academic council akin to the Senate of the University of Mauritius. Under Section 20 of the bill, clear roles and responsibilities of the Academic Council are defined. Moreover, Section 20 and 21 of the bill provide for the setting up of faculties of the Academy. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we are standing at a time where we need the most creative, out-of-the-box thinkers, the most inventive agents of change, people with ambition and big ideas as we transit into a new era of technological innovation and creative destruction. A notion where we build a new, greener, more creative and connected world and leave behind the old paradigm. I have no doubt that this very important legislation will contribute to the recovery phase for renewed prosperity and progress and give hope to the young generation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Toussaint, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I move for the adjournment of the debates.
Seconded. The question is that the debate be adjourned. Those in favour say aye, those against say no. The ayes have it.
Speaker, I move for the adjournment of the Assembly to Tuesday, 19th of July at 11:30 a.m.
The House stand adjourned. Specific matter today. Nothing was said. Have a good trip.